Welcome to the woods. It's a bit tropical here today, quite warm but a bit moist. Now I was going to talk today about houses and homes. After I built mine and after I did a couple of these videos, a lot of people contact me wanting to do the same thing or something similar. Some people wanted to do it on their own, others wanted to do it with groups of other people. And it got me thinking about the pros and cons of doing this and why people are so keen on doing this as opposed to doing what would have been considered normal, which is just buying a house. So I looked into it, and the average house in the UK today is about £230,000. And if you're a first-time buyer, you're going to need around 15% deposit, so about between 30 and 35,000 depending on the cost of the house. Now I don't know about you, but let's say a 30-year-old. I don't know many 30-year-olds with £30,000 in savings, and how you'd get £30,000 in savings at 30, unless you'd saved £1,000 a year from the day you were born. It's a lot of money. But let's say you manage it, you work hard and you manage to save £30,000. That's just the deposit. You get nothing for that 30,000 apart from the opportunity to borrow 200,000 to buy your house. And your average repayments on that is going to be between £700 and £800 a month. Chuck in your bills and a few insurances and you're up to about £1,000 fairly easily. So your outgoings just for your house are £1,000 a month. Which kind of means it's not going to be just you doing that. You're going to need a partner, a wife, and she's going to have to work as well. That's if you want to eat or own a car or ever do anything else. So I can kind of see why people are looking at this and going, that seems like a viable alternative. Seems like a viable option. As I looked into this, it strangely got more and more political and touched on some subjects a lot of people don't like talking about, but I'm going to cover them anyway because I think it's important. I had to look at why house prices were so high, and that's basic market economics, which is supply and demand. The house prices are high because there's not a lot of them and there's a lot of people that want them, which drives up the price. And why are wages low? And they are quite low. And again, that's market economics, which is when there's a lot of people wanting the job, the employer can afford to say the wages are low. When there's not many people and he needs people to do the work, he's got to pay more money. It's fairly obvious and fairly common sense. So we've got a lot of people. The problem is, for the last 10-15 years, the British birth rate has been on a decline. The population's been going down. But overall our population has shot up. And the reason for that is groups of people from outside the UK moving in. Immigration. And for example, last year 230,000 legal immigrants came and were housed in the UK. 230,000. I'm not going to talk about illegal immigration, just going to deal with the figures we know about. So that's 230,000 came into the UK and were housed. So how many houses did they build last year? Well, they built 170,000 houses. So immigration managed to take all of the houses, or the same number of houses, that they built, which left 0 houses, or 0 homes, for people that were already here, which drives the prices up. So house prices are high, sadly to say, linked to immigration. But why are wages low? Well, it seems that wages are low for much the same reason, that there is now an excess of workers, that both political parties want to come in. You have the Labour Party on the left, who, having switched allegiance from the British working class to the minority groups, are keen to import a voting bloc. And you have the Conservatives on the right, who, being backed by business, are keen to have mass workers to suppress wages. And there's other points along there as well. The financial system we're constrained within at the moment needs the population to be rising all the time in order to consume more, so that the banks can continue in the way they're accustomed. If you have a declining population, which Britain has, things grind to a halt, and they can't allow that to happen. But it leaves people in this country in a precarious situation where their wages are suppressed, house prices are rising, and I'm sure a lot of young people will understand that it may seem completely and utterly hopeless, that there's no way to get onto that housing ladder, and it shouldn't be like that. I just noticed I'm covered in sawdust or man glitter. See all of this behind me, I've been building a balustrade round the deck. Even in the rain, it's hard work here. But anyway, I'm fairly sure that that's why a lot of people are interested in what I did and how I did it. That it is actually an opportunity where you can own your own home for less money than the deposit you would need to buy one out there. So for less than 30,000 you could have more. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Anyway, I'll speak to you later, people. Just a short one today.